Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to a new playthrough on the channel. We're staying in the ring this week, but we're trading the boxing ring last week for the wrestling ring this week as we play All-Time Wrestling from Cation Arts. Just like it sounds, this game is something of a wrestling simulator. I'm also still very much learning this game, so any feedback in the comments is very welcome. Just leave it constructive, please. Anyway, we've got a dream matchup lined up tonight, so let's go meet our wrestlers. The basic premise for this game is that some madman has brought together fictional wrestlers and some from the past, present, and future to determine who the all-time greatest is. And a game like this wouldn't be complete without one of the greatest of all time, one of the greatest big men in particular of all time, in Andre the Giant, and that's the wrestler I'll be playing as tonight. This, as you can see by the hairstyle, this is 70s Andre the Giant. He's got several special abilities. First up is his reversal, where he can trigger on defense before an attack roll to gain the initiative. So this game is played based on the initiative system. Whoever's got the initiative basically does their attacking thing. So it costs us 2 stamina and 2 health. Stamina's up here. Andre starts off with 11. And health, Andre maxes out at 20 health, but he gets +2 momentum on that. His special ability is 8th Wonder of the World. Infinite. Opponent suffers +2 roll modifier when attempting a throw. A successful opponent throw deals 1 additional damage. So we do need to be careful of that. Smother is a one-time ability. Trigger on offense after a successful attack. Opponent loses 2 stamina, which can actually prove to be important because stamina, if I remember correctly, does stamina reduce pin attempts, or I think stamina reduces pin attempts, but it looks like it's also makes it harder to hit your opponent. I'm just double checking that. Yes, it looks like maybe make it, I forget what that does, but I know that's actually I think that's the hit roll. So you get so it looks like you get -1 to your attacks. Like I said, I'm still learning this game. And then we've also got Fear, trigger on defense before an attack roll to gain the initiative. So we do need to, so we got those special abilities that we can use. These recover and taunt icons are also icons that'll come up on our attack cards. If we choose to recover, we'll gain +3 stamina and draw a card. The opponent will receive a stamina, a card, and a health, but that won't be the same as it'll work during the solo game. On a taunt, we recover a stamina, a momentum, and draw 2 cards. The opponent will receive 1 of each as well, and also the initiative. No, I don't believe the initiative actually. No, we don't. They won't get the initiative on that. So that's everything for Andre. Now let's go meet our opponent. Before we go meet our opponent, I forgot that there are the bios on the back. So here's Andre's bio. There's no one and nothing bigger than the 8th Wonder of the World, Andre the Giant. Standing at 7 feet 4 inches tall and weighing in at 500 pounds, Andre was massive. No other man or wrestler could stand toe-to-toe with Andre, and none could beat him during his prime, where he didn't suffer a single pinfall loss for over 15 years. But it wasn't just his humongous size that made him stand out. It was also the size of his heart. Andre was known as the Friendly Giant, who had a gentle soul and a generous spirit that cannot be matched. That is perhaps why he was so loved by the world. That is perhaps what made him special. He was immensely strong, resilient, and more surprisingly, quick, agile, and technical. Andre could not only hit or slam you hard, he would stretch you in multiple ways and surprise you with his shocking explosiveness. Now, awoken 200 years after his retirement, Andre finds himself in his prime once more, ready to make his mark on the new world. Perhaps this time he will win the championship and keep it for 15 years. Perhaps this time he can prove that stories about him losing to others during his prime are just myths. One thing is for certain. Nothing is bigger than Andre the Giant, and nothing can stand in his way. That's everything for Andre. I'll move him over to the main board, and we'll meet his opponent tonight, starting with his bio. Andre the Giant's opponent tonight in this dream match is Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's bio first. Hailing from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Kurt Angle is arguably the most decorated wrestler to ever step into a squared circle. He is a 13-time world champion, a wrestling machine, and a man who won an Olympic gold medal with a broken neck. But perhaps his most incredible legacy is how well he excelled at everything he did. Kurt can out-wrestle anyone, outperform anyone, endure more than anyone. He can fly off cages, knock out his opponents, and counter any move into an ankle lock, making all of his opponents tap. His conditioning and intensity cannot be matched. He delivers an array of strikes, suplexes, and submissions that guarantee his victory. I don't know about the suplexes part of that against Andre. He is simply the best of his generation. Perhaps he is the best ever. Yet, the legacy of Kurt Angle as the GOAT is questioned by some, GOAT being greatest of all time. Maybe it's the injuries or the career choices, but some still claim 200 years later that he never reached his full potential. A scary thought, given how great he was. But Kurt, in his typical fashion, relishes the challenge. Finally, with the best wrestlers of all time gathered in one place at one time and in one promotion, this is his chance to put his legacy to the test. He will fight, he will break ankles, and he will make sure each one of them snaps to his will. Oh, it's real. It's damn real. Now let's take a look at Angle's special abilities. These won't be the abilities he has because he's got special NPC abilities since he'll be our NPC. Angle starts off at 16 stamina, tops off at 16 health. And then looking at his abilities, I'll just make sure I have these laid out because I forgot the bios were on the back. Okay. So Angle's special abilities, first up we've got NPC Reversal. If a player's attack card deals 3 damage or more, the attack fails and the NPC gains the initiative. But there'll be 3 cubes for that. If the NPC has 0 cubes, the NPC gains the initiative only. Then we've also got NPC Block. We've got a special die that we'll be using for that. So we've got this gray die that we'll be using to help us resolve when we're attacking the NPC. Next we've got NPC Block. If they roll that face on the NPC die, on the Automa die, the attack card deals 2 or less damage. The attack fails and the NPC gains the initiative. And then we've got NPC Recharge. So if the NPC has less than 3 cubes, add 1 cube to that, and Angle will start with 1 once we move over there. If the NPC has 3, trigger a reversal. And then we've got the King of Counters for Kurt's special ability. Kurt's NPC Reversal deals 1 extra damage and gains him 1 extra momentum. So we will also have a momentum meter that we'll have to worry about. Let me just make sure I got everything out for the Automa deck that I needed to, because we are going to be playing on easy. Yes, I did. Okay. So I'll give that a quick shuffle on camera here. Of course, I did all this when I was setting up last night, but just wanted you guys to make sure there are no shenanigans going on here. So that's all set here, which means now we can move over to the main game area and check the shot over there. I was just doing a little bit of rearranging to make sure everything's set here. We've got our match momentum up here. It'll be a zero-sum momentum game, where as one wrestler gains momentum, the other one will lose it. So I think we're all set to get into this one here. So with that, let's sound the bell and start this match. Kurt Angle will start off with the initiative. So first up, we'll reveal a card from the top of his deck. We will find a German Suplex. It would do 3 damage, cost him 2 stamina. He would have to hit on a 4+, and he would gain 2 momentum. The problem, though, is it's a throw, and if you remember Andre's special ability, opponent suffers +2 to the hit roll when they're trying to do a throw. So I think we are going to let that. We do have a choice here on our defensive window. We can either block the attack, reverse it, or use abilities that can be triggered during the defensive window. Any of his -1s or his 8th Wonder of the World just triggers innately. So that'll make him a 6+. And since Angle can't hit that, the Well, we'll technically draw an Automa card just because this is how they'll simulate their rolls. The D is what we'd have to search for. So it's a D1, but they were hitting on a 6, but he would have had to hit on a 6 anyway. So since the attack's successful, the attack card gets shuffled back into Angle's deck. So we'll give that a quick shuffle. Okay. So they don't spend stamina for that, I don't think. That wouldn't make sense. Well, maybe... I'm just looking at this. So... yeah, okay. Alright, so the Automa doesn't lose any stamina there. Alright, as for our attack, so the way these cards are laid out is we might get some combos that we might be able to put together here. So in this case, we're starting off with a club. We've got a club in our starting... we've got actually a nice variety of attacks in our starting hand. We might be able to throw some combos together here. So, I think looking at our hand, so we've got the amount of damage it does, the stamina it would cost us, the result we have to roll or higher to hit, and how much momentum that would give us. So, I think with that in mind, I'm going to start off with a clubbing blow. So it'll cost us 2 stamina. It'll cost us 1 stamina to do that, but it would do 2 damage. It would gain. We need to roll a 2+ to hit, and we would gain 1 momentum from that. So we've got our 2 attack dice. I believe it's 2 attack dice, right? Yes. So we've got that right here. I'll grab the cup for that. All right. So we're going to try to roll. Yep. Okay, so we make our roll. All right, so we would have hit on that, but since we rolled the Automa die, the attack failed, which means the NPC gains the initiative, so we shuffle the card back in, and we'll draw a replacement for that. All right, and then we will draw. We'll draw a big boot. Okay, that might be a pretty good attack to go with. So Angle next will draw for his attack. Next he'll draw a back suplex. This would do 2 damage, give him 2 momentum. It would hit on a 3+, but we need to do but it needs to be a 5+. But it needs to be a 5 or higher to actually hit, because remember, 8th wonder of the world is a thing. So we're going to let the attack resolve, and we'll see what he flips over. He flips over a 3, so the attack misses. That's fortunate for us. Which means we get the initiative back. Then coming over to our hand, the question is, do I want to try to start putting some combos together? And I think I do. We're going to try again with a punch, which means I'll spend the stamina for that. And then we have an option to taunt if we want to as well, which, given our low stamina, we may be trying to taunt here. But we'll see what I decide to do with that. So we need a 2+ to hit on this, and it would give us 1 momentum. All right, so we did roll a 6 on there, which means we do hit. So we'll deal 2 damage to Angle. And then the card, I believe, stays out of the... suffers damage, adjust the momentum meter, so we move that 1. That'll stay our combo. And also trigger 1 of the special abilities, which we are going to trigger the taunt here. Mostly since I want to regain a stamina. So I'm going to regain a stamina, a momentum, and I'll draw 2 cards. See if I can start putting some more powerful attacks together. But that will give him 1 health back. I mostly want to try to keep my stamina as high as I can, especially if I can start to string some attacks together. So I think with that, now I'm going to go for a... Now I'm going to go for a big boot. I probably shouldn't be going for this many home runs this early, but I'll spend 2 health, I'll spend 2 stamina. This would be a 3 damage attack if we can hit it. It's a 3+, and we would gain 2 momentum from it. Which we get exactly Bubkiss on that, so that failed. Which means... So the punch stays... It looks like the punch stays out. Right? Let me just double check that. I'm pretty sure any successful attacks stay out of the deck. But... if the attack is unsuccessful, I may discard a card. I can actually discard a card from my hand to re-roll. Which I think... I will... Do I want to do that? Actually, we've got a combo chain potentially going here. To the next successful attack, circle combos of the same color. We don't have any squares on the left, so I don't think we're going to... I don't think we're going to re-roll that. So the punch will stay out. The big boot will get shuffled back in, and then we'll draw a replacement for that. Whoop. All right, then our replacement attack is a splash. It's one of our specials, which could be worth... Which it's not something I want to see necessarily until later in the match, but nothing we can do about that now. So Angle's next attack is going to be a release German suplex. This one would need a 6+. I'll flip it over. I'll flip a card over for sake of completeness, but there's no way he's going to hit this, even with it. Actually, would he hit it on a 6? I think it has to be equal to. I think equal works as well. Result, it must be equal to or higher. So actually he does hit that, which actually does do us 3 damage, which is not great. Pulls momentum over to his side by 3. So, yeah, Angle keeps that. Actually, we probably could have just triggered the initiative there, but... Let's see if the attack is successful. Adjust the momentum meter. Defender compensation, I can choose either gain a stamina or a card. I've got plenty of cards, so I'm going to gain a stamina for that. And then they play another attack and resolve any matching combos, which right now there are no matching combos, so Angle's next attack is going to be a back suplex. This would only hit on a 5+, but do another 2 damage, giving him another 2 momentum. Unfortunately, no combo chain there. What are the odds we're going to get unlucky with 2 throws in a row? Let's let it resolve. Of course. So that's 2 damage. We'll gain another stamina from that. No matching combos there, so... But he doesn't get any of the abilities, I don't think. No. So we'll draw another attack card. An overhead belly-to-belly suplex. I think this one... This is another throw. Do I feel like trying to get lucky 3 times... Trying to get lucky 3 times in a row on this? Actually, you gain another 2 momentum from that. So, I think... we'll just let it go. That's got to be a 5+. Yeah, I think we'll let it go. We've got a lot more odds of not getting a hit here. This time we get lucky on that. So, all 3 of those go back in the Automa deck, it looks like. Yep, the attack card is reshuffled back in. Okay. Oop, didn't mean to jar the camera there. Okay. Then coming back over to my turn, now that I've got the initiative, I'm on 10 stamina. I had to take a couple of compensation points there. I think we're going to go with a bear hug this time. So it's going to cost us 2 stamina. Could do 3 damage. We need a 3+ to hit that, and momentum pulls over on a 2. Our momentum pulls over 2 to our side. So let's see what we can do here. We need a 3+ to hit, which we get 2 5s, so we will hit that, but the NPC will gain a cube on that, I believe. Yes, if they have... When does the NPC recharge trigger? The way I'm understanding that is it only triggers on the... Okay. So the damage listed is... Wait. So the damage result is there. Spend one of the NPC's reversal cubes. Oh, when they roll that, they gain it. So they don't actually gain that. What happens here is actually the attack does fail because we rolled... Spend one of the NPC's reversal cubes. The NPC gains the initiative, does a damage to the player, and gains another momentum. Oh joy. So that actually does 2 damage to us and gives him 2 momentum. Great. So now he's on a roll in the match, which means we'll shuffle that in. And then we'll draw a card. We will draw another big boot. All right, so Angle's next attack is going to be punches, which would do 1 damage, would hit on a 2+, and it's a strike. I think we're just going to let it go, honestly. There's also a green circle, so nothing much there. He needs a 2+ to hit. He gets a 1, so we get lucky on that one. And I realized that was a very risky play on that one, but we get away with 1 there. So now back to our turn again. Back to us with the initiative. I think we're going to go for a headlock this time. So it's going to cost us 1 stamina, do a damage, pull the momentum over by 1, but we need a 2+ to hit on that. So we'll spend the stamina for that. I'm actually going to roll these dice manually. Okay, so we roll a 3 and a 4, which means we'll deal a damage to Angle on that. No options there. And then our next attack is going to be... Actually, we pull the momentum over 1 as well. I think we're going to go for an armbar next. So we'll spend another stamina for that. And then we do have a combo chain, assuming this hits. But let's find out if it does. That will very much hit. So that gives us an option now to, I believe, combo chain page 15. We have +1 damage to the next successive attack. So I think we are going to resolve that to give us an extra 2 damage. So we're going to give us an extra 1 damage for a total of 2. Do we have another... We don't have another green circle we can trigger. But I think we will... We'll go for a big boot next. So it's going to cost us 2 stamina. Would give us 2 momentum. We need to hit on a 3+, and it would do 3 damage. So we'll spend 2 stamina for that. And we'll see what happens on a 3+. So they gain a cube on the roll, but the attack is successful. So we'll deal another 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. Now I want to be able to recover a little bit. So I do kind of want to play an attack that'll give me a chance to recover. Let's go with a running hip press next. So that will, and I believe when we're attacking, So we do need to be careful. So I'm going to go for a running hip press. This would do another 3 damage. Hit on a 4+, it would give us another 2 momentum, which reminds me I should have pulled the momentum meter over 2 more. So it's going to cost us the 2 stamina, which we've spent already. Hit on a 4+, 2 momentum, and does 3 damage. So let's see what happens here. Very successful hip press. So that'll deal 3 damage to Angle. 1, 2, 3. And we are going to recover from that. So we're going to recover 3 stamina. 1, 2, 3, going up to 8. What do we want to do now? I think we're going to go for a headbutt next. So this would cost us a stamina. Hit on a 3+, give us 2 momentum, and deal 2 damage. Okay. Let's see what happens here. We will get to deal the 2 damage. 1, 2. Now do I want to risk it on a special attack? So that pulls momentum over by 2. Now do I want to risk this on a special attack? Because I'm gonna have to roll. The problem is I'm gonna have to roll a 5+ on one of these dice, but Angle's also almost out of stamina. This might be worth a try to try this. I think. Yeah, I think we are going to try it. So it's going to cost us 2 stamina to try a splash. But I'm mostly interested in the pin ability. So we'll see how we might see how a pin works if this hits. So let's find out. No, we don't get the hit here, which is unfortunate. But so the rolls were too low, and we don't have any more cards to discard to it. So we'll shuffle the splash back in. Everything else is going to move to the discard pile, though. We're probably going to need to draw some cards here, which actually when we recovered, we should have had an extra card in hand. So hang on. The splash is technically still out, as is the rest of the combo chain, but when we recovered, we should have had an extra card. I might want to re-roll this, especially if I think I'm going for the pin. So let's see what we get here. We find an arm wrench, which I will discard to re-roll. There's a 5, so we do deal the hit, which means that takes the rest of Angle's health out, down to 1. So now we are going to go for the pin, which means we flip over. Now we flip over 3 attempts for the NPC to kick out. They draw an automa card on the NPC's behalf for each kick-out attempt. So if the number next to the letter K is equal to or less than the NPC's health, he kicks out and we gain the initiative. So equal to or less than a 1. So is it... Hold on. Is it 3 cards to kick out, or... I'm just double checking this. Could the NPC... The NPC's health is low, so does that matter for anything? Simply draw and resolve. That isn't exactly telling me how we do this. So it looks like they get just... Oh, they have 3 attempts to kick out. So now we draw a number on the K. So first card up for Angle is a 5. That's 1, 2, and 3. Andre the ding ding ding. Andre the Giant wins the match. That will do it for this playthrough of All-Time Wrestling. I don't know how I feel about this one yet, but I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, it's a pretty good game, but admittedly, I've been a fan of wrestling for a lot of years, so it's... Now, I understand there's a lot you can't do in an exhibition mode. Like, you're not going to have any kind of interference or anything like that from faction run-ins. on an exhibition match, that wouldn't make sense anyway. But there also in the box, you've got modes for, you've got a cage match, a last man standing match. You've also got a career mode for a campaign, which I'm not going to get into until I'm ready for that. And I believe there was also a tag team match mode in here as well. Let me just double check that. I thought there was, oh, yeah, there is a tag team match in here as well, which we could play as well, but we're not going to play a tag team match here. Anyway, looks like I need to take a small break before I continue this video wrap-up. I guess what I'm kind of tap dancing around with this game is, it's all right. I mean, it's nothing to write home about. It's probably not. I'm not real eager to get this game, to play this game immediately again, but it's, for what it is, it's fine. But again, I could probably do without this one in hindsight. But it's, like I said, it's interesting. Maybe I'll feel different if I want to start a campaign mode, but I don't know. I just don't think there's enough here, and I'll probably stick to video games when I want that wrestling fix. But that will do it for this playthrough of All-Time Wrestling. We're taking to the skies in our next 2 game videos, but before that, we'll be continuing out of the official Halo cookbook on Mystical Munchies Saturday with the side, sweet potato fries. As for our adventures in the skies, Sunday we're headed back to the skies over World War II Europe as we play Night Fighter Ace. As for next week, we're jumping forward in time, and I'm not sure how far yet, as we play Hornet Leader, Carrier Air Operations from DVG. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.